Is it worth it to try and become a general contractor in 2022? In this video, we're going to talk about what a general contractor is, what the difference between a general contractor and, say, a handyman is, or a construction manager. There's a lot of overlap between some of these different occupations. We're going to go into job postings, but first, what is a general contractor? General contractors are in charge of the day-to-day operations at construction sites. These are the people who turn visions and renderings of architects, engineers, and interior designers into reality. A general contractor is often considered a construction manager, and they're responsible for daily oversight over the work site, the management of all vendors and subcontractors, and the primary communicator to everyone involved during the course of the project. We can actually compare the difference between, say, a general contractor and a handyman. A general contractor is usually supervising a team. A handyman is more a one-person shop. A general contractor might remodel your bathroom, while a handyman would tile your bathroom floor. A general contractor might build a sunroom addition, while a handyman might build a deck or patio. So general contractors are involved in more complicated projects than a handyman. And then we can also actually compare the difference between a general contractor and a construction manager, but there is so much overlap between these two different occupations. Sometimes construction managers are also general contractors. And when you look at job postings, things get really murky. This actually reminds me a lot of comparing, say, like a software developer and a software engineer. A lot of it is just wording, and a lot of job postings you'll see software engineer, and then other times you'll see software developer. With construction manager and general contractor, you see a lot of the same things. There's a lot of confusion with the job titles. But generally speaking, a general contractor would be a business entity. A construction manager might be an individual. A general contractor is hired through a building process, and a construction manager is hired based on experience and credentials. But a big thing is a general contractor is on the site physically during the entire project, while a construction manager might not be involved directly on the job site. Another thing to consider with general contractors is that in the vast majority of US states, you actually have to go through a licensing process. And to make matters even more confusing, this entirely depends on which state or even which city you live in. Some states have laws and regulations at the state level, others push everything down to the county and local level. And this is where companies such as Expires can come in and help you get licensed by either hooking you up with a mentor, a general contractor that's already licensed and has decades of experience in the field, or even through coursework. Upstrive's mission is to help you pass your contractor's exam, and you can do this by either finding a tutor or actually just doing an online course, which will help you pass your exam depending on which state you live in. So if we were to type in general contractor in the search bar, we're going to search the store, and you can kind of see Indiana general contractor course, Nevada B general building contractor course. So all these courses are to help you pass your licensing exams. To look at some of the courses available, you can just go to the bookstore, use the search bar like I just did, or you can actually even search by the state at which you live in. And this gets even more complicated if you live in the tri-state area in the Northeast, or you live in the Washington, D.C. area where you have Maryland and Virginia. So things can get really complicated. Feel free to check out the link below for more details. The vast majority of US states require a general contracting license, but if you live in Vermont, Maine, or New Hampshire, those states actually don't require a general contracting license in order to do work. So what kind of education do general contractors tend to have? Well, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, they actually throw in construction managers and general contractors in the same category. So according to them, 90% of construction managers, which includes general contractors, have a bachelor's degree, 5% just have a high school diploma, and about 5% have an associate's degree. So the vast majority of construction managers and thereby general contractors have some kind of bachelor's degree. But I definitely recommend checking out job postings, because I actually found the same thing. I went through 5 to 10 different job postings. I got a little bit of a sample of general contracting job postings across Google, and they all typically required a bachelor's degree. So a lot of people don't know this, but Google actually has a fantastic job search engine. Just type in the job title. I'm actually going to put in license to filter jobs even further, put in the word jobs, and then the location. Press the enter key, and this will show up. Just click the light blue or anywhere in that little area, and you'll actually see a lot of job postings related to being a general contractor. This particular position, Paul Davis Restoration of Allegheny County. This is actually kind of showing job postings close to me in Virginia. This is a great platform because it pulls in job postings from so many different sources. So you can code through and you can see general contractor requirements. They might have different job titles like contractor liaison. This one actually just requires a high school diploma, minimum of 3 years experience in customer contact role. So some of these won't be general contractors, but it does pull in a lot of different job postings. General construction installer. Typically, you're looking for a project manager that's maybe supervising and managing a bunch of other professionals trying to accomplish something. And that actually might end up just being a construction manager kind of position. So as you can see, even typing in general contractor, it's not really showing up. It's mostly showing construction manager positions. So as you can see, kind of finding job postings for general contractors can be a challenge because a lot of general contractors are self-employed. In fact, according to the government, about 40% of all construction managers are self-employed. Given that general contractors are thrown in and with construction managers and there's so much overlap between them, probably a very high portion of general contractors are self-employed and have their own business. So they're not really going to show up in job postings quite as much. But if we were to look at the wages, for example, of construction managers, they tend to earn pretty good money. The average base salary for a construction manager in 2020 was $107,260. This was more than civil engineers, building inspectors, architects, but it was less than architectural and engineering managers. And the wage growth for construction managers has been pretty good over time. In the year 2000, the average base salary was around $63,000 per year. This grew to $107,000 in 2020, meaning there was about 2,100 wage growth on average year to year. So construction managers have seen fantastic wage growth over the past 2 decades. For construction managers, geography totally makes a huge difference in their income. The Northeast corridor tends to pay construction managers the greatest wage. Washington, D.C. area, the New York City area, the tri-state area, and California all tend to pay construction managers the greatest wage, including the state of Hawaii. Therefore, same with general contractors, since this could be kind of a proxy to show that general contractors in these specific areas probably earn the greatest wage. But this map is just employed construction managers, doesn't include the self-employed. So most likely these areas are the highest paying for general contractors. So becoming a general contractor is a great occupation, especially if you enjoy leading other people, being on the job site and supervising people of different occupations, whether it's carpenters, whether it's plumbers, electricians. A general contractor oversees an entire team during the entire construction or remodeling of a certain building in either residential or a commercial setting. General contractors can definitely make a lot of money, just like construction managers. If you enjoyed this video, definitely check out some of my other content on the trades. There's quite a few choices out there if you're interested in working with your hands, being outside, and there's quite a few great occupations out there for you to choose from. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.